crazy WhatsApp business model. WhatsApp is by far the biggest instant messaging app online today. One unique feature of this app is that it doesn't have any of those annoying in-app ads or other distractions. And we all know that ads are one of the commonest ways of generating money from apps. So if users don't pay for download and don't get disturbed by ads, how then is WhatsApp making money? After all, nothing is free, especially in business. We have often wondered about this too, and that is why we had to do a lot of research, which we will share with you in this video. So stay with us till the end. Welcome back to Skillset, guys. This is the channel where we discuss finance, business, marketing, money, and of course, all things crypto, NFT, metaverse, and blockchain related. We are just another group crazy about keeping you updated and entertained. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button. That said, let's get right to it. Back in time. Before we go into the details, we think you might want to understand how it all started. So let's travel back in time. WhatsApp started with Jan Koum and Brian Acton. However, they both worked at Yahoo before WhatsApp from 1998 to 2007. After leaving Yahoo, they both applied to Facebook and were both rejected. So shortly after, they started WhatsApp together. After purchasing an iPhone in January 2009, Jan Koum quickly recognized the potential of the App Store's still young app market to spawn a whole new industry of apps. He intended to create an application that displays users' statuses next to their name. How cool would it be to have statuses show if you were on call, your battery was low, or you were at the gym? Acton and Koum discussed the idea and began seeing Alex Fishman, a Russian friend, for more information. Koum could do the back end, but without an iOS developer, it was impossible to implement this concept. So Alex introduced them to a developer he found online, and shortly after, they were successful in creating the iOS app, which they named WhatsApp. They chose the name WhatsApp because it sounded more like What's Up and fit the concept of the status updates. As you might have guessed, the first launch of WhatsApp had no messaging functionality. Instead, it only had status updates, so other users on their network would see it when users updated their status. The game started changing for the app when Apple introduced the push notification feature. With this feature, users will get an alert when people on their network update their status. Users liked this feature so much that they started using the app to ping one another, which caused the app to change its focus and become an instant messaging service for mobile devices. And that made it a better alternative to text messages. The WhatsApp idea. Let's snap out of the past for a minute. Have you ever asked what makes WhatsApp so unique that it has such a large population of users? That, my friends, is the secret of WhatsApp. And it is even what makes the source of income more of a mystery. The idea of the founders of WhatsApp is that they would not display ads in their app, and the app would remain free. This means one thing. WhatsApp founders have the user's interest at heart more than they are concerned about making money with the app. Travel back in time with us one more time. In 2012, WhatsApp decided to clarify its stand with the no ads policy, so they made a blog post about it titled, "Why We Don't Sell Ads." In the blog post, the founders explained how they want WhatsApp to be different from other platforms. They have worked with companies that collect users' data and want to be different. They claim that when advertising is involved, you, the user, are the product. In a nutshell, they expressed their distaste for annoying the users with ads, knowing that users try as much as possible to avoid them. This decision by Jan and Brian made it difficult for them to get investors. Not that there weren't investors, but they couldn't bear the conditions. Let us explain what this means. First, WhatsApp was not really making any profits for the owners, and no investor would want to have such an investment. In fact, at a time the company began to sink because they needed to pay the developers, pay for bigger servers and other technical requirements, and they didn't seem to be getting anywhere with that. So they introduced a voluntary payment of 99 cents for the app. We called it voluntary because no sanction was made for those who didn't pay. So when the investors came, the term the founders gave was that they would keep their no ads policy. Most investors couldn't work with this, as they expected something in return. The only company that agreed to their terms was Sequoia Capital, which offered WhatsApp $8 million in 2011. And in 2013, Sequoia Capital invested another $50 million. The Facebook acquisition. In 2014, Facebook acquired WhatsApp for $19 billion. The acquisition raised many brows and questions because WhatsApp was not worth that much at the time. Moreover, the platform had only about 450 million active users worldwide. So why would someone buy it at such a huge amount? We'll come back to that shortly. And to answer the question on your mind, yes, Facebook agreed to the no ads policy. Per their post on the WhatsApp blog, Jan said, "Today we are announcing a partnership with Facebook that will allow us to continue on that simple mission. Doing this will give WhatsApp the flexibility to grow and expand while giving me, Brian and the rest of our team more time to focus on building a communication service that's as fast, affordable and personal as possible. Here's what will change for you, our users. Nothing. And you can still count on absolutely no ads interrupting your communication. There would have been no partnership between our two companies if we had to compromise on the core principles that will always define our company, vision and product." Little did the founders know about Mark Zuckerberg's plan for WhatsApp. Almost 2 years after the acquisition, WhatsApp announced that WhatsApp would no longer be charging 99 cents and would be free for everyone. This update raised the concern of many, and WhatsApp management quickly released a report on their blog to address the matter. In the post they said, "Naturally, people might wonder how we plan to keep WhatsApp running without subscription fees. And if today's announcement means we're introducing third-party ads, the answer is no." This cleared the air for the moment. As if that was not enough, Facebook introduced the end-to-end encryption feature. This simply means that no third party can read your chats, not even WhatsApp. However, in August 2016, a privacy policy update for WhatsApp informed users that some of their data would be shared with the parent company, Facebook. In a blog post, WhatsApp explained that by coordinating more with Facebook, we will be able to do things like track basic metrics about how often people use our services and better fight spam on WhatsApp. And by connecting your phone number with Facebook systems, Facebook can offer better friend suggestions and show you more relevant ads if you have an account with them. So for example, you might see an ad from a company you already work with, rather than one from someone you've never heard of. But of course, there is more to this update than what was said. The privacy update move was more about Facebook seeking to profit from WhatsApp than being able to analyze user metrics and fight spam. The only reason the app is still standing is because of the end-to-end encryption, else it would have been a different ballgame. The departure. In addition to being guaranteed independence when Facebook acquired WhatsApp in 2014, Zuckerberg also assured the founders that they would not face any commercialization pressure for the following 5 years. However, the demand to monetize manifested earlier than anticipated, giving rise to disputes over WhatsApp's proposed revenue model. Facebook started using WhatsApp users' data by siphoning it to Facebook. Clearly, this is what Jan and Brian stood against. Brian refuted the idea of using users' data and tried to raise suggestions on other ways to go about monetization, but his ideas were not welcomed. He eventually left the company in September 2017. His departure cost him about $850 million of his shares, but he didn't seem concerned about that. And in April 2018, Jan also left the company. How does WhatsApp make money? Now, let's get back to today's real question. How does WhatsApp make money? Today, WhatsApp has a couple of ways it makes money, besides benefiting from the user's data. The WhatsApp Business. The WhatsApp Business might be the most relied on way of generating money on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp Business app offers features to build product catalogs and offer customer care, assisting businesses in serving clients on WhatsApp. In addition, the WhatsApp for Business API allows WhatsApp to charge for the service, even if the business app is free to use. Leading tech companies like Netflix, Uber, Wish, and 100 more have already begun testing the service just 1 month following the availability of the API. WhatsApp for Business API generated revenue early on by charging businesses for delayed responses. Companies had a free 24-hour window during which they could respond to user messages. After that, they were subject to a cost per message, which varied by country for their tardiness. But with the new WhatsApp for Business API, the first 1,000 chats are free. However, after that, businesses must pay a set fee per the discussion that varies by country. WhatsApp Pay. Since 2018, WhatsApp has been developing a payment solution. In June 2020, a payment service was finally introduced in Brazil, enabling users to pay one another and other site users. Unfortunately, the launch was abruptly halted by Brazil's central bank not long after it had begun, with the excuse that it wished to preserve an adequate competitive environment in the country's mobile payment sector. As a result, payment partners for WhatsApp, MasterCard and Visa were directed to cease any money transfers within the app. Even though it was difficult to accept the launch's failure, the business had continued to develop the payment idea. In November 2020, WhatsApp enabled peer-to-peer payments in India, the company's largest market by user base. Also, in May 2021, Brazil lifted the ban on the payment feature of the app. Sending money to a friend or member of your family is still free. WhatsApp makes money from its payment feature only when used for business. WhatsApp charges a 3.99% transaction fee on every payment you make to a business using WhatsApp Pay. Is Facebook a monster? Having considered all the facts, does it mean that Facebook is a monster? I would not like to think so. Other tech giants do likewise, or in some cases even more than Facebook. For example, Google uses users' data to suggest the ads that users see. You will find the same behavior on YouTube, still by the same company. So if Facebook only uses the data for metrics, ads, analytics, etc., then it isn't such a bad thing. More so, the company still retains end-to-end encryption for users, which most platforms do not even guarantee. Finally, to answer another question you have hovering around in your mind, nobody knows how much WhatsApp is generating as income presently. So a lot is going on that is unknown to the public. But according to experts, WhatsApp can potentially create huge income in the near future. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. See you in the next video.